welcome to another episode of Make It! Today on Make It, I'm going to show you how to make something really yummy. They're called apple nachos. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm vegan, and both of the girls are vegan. For those of you that don't know what vegan is, I think a lot of people know what vegetarian is. Vegetarianism is when you don't eat meat, but being vegan means you don't eat any animal products. And people have different reasons for going vegan. My personal reason is for health reasons. And also because I love animals and I know we don't have to eat them. There's plenty of other healthier alternatives, so it's kind of an animal rights reason for me. And I feel really good being vegan. I love coming up with recipes that don't use animal products, and I love blowing people's minds when they realize that something I've made is vegan. So today is Sunday. In fact, it's a special Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and it's my soul sister Amy Lee's first Super Bowl, so I made all kinds of yummy Super Bowl snacks for today. The family's in the other room watching the Super Bowl right now, so I thought it would be the perfect time to show you guys how to make this yummy dessert. Well, it doesn't have to just be dessert. It could be for any time of the day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, really. We had it for dinner. Apple nachos. Now, what you want to do is get a couple apples, probably 3 or 4 would serve about 3 or 4 people. And you want to ask your parents before using a knife so they can help you out. And I'm just going to cut the apples into slices kind of in a specific way. Leave the peel on. The peel's really good for you. If you don't want the peel, take it off. But then either have your parents help you or you can do this yourself. You just slice up the apples into these like half moon shapes. You want them to be big enough to hold some of the yummy toppings. I've had a lot of people in the last couple weeks ask me about doing vegan recipes. I didn't think it would be anything anyone would be interested in on our channel, but I'm really surprised that so many of you guys are curious about it. So being vegan is not something I really planned. Actually I had a friend, it was funny, after Devin was born I had a really good friend who was vegan, and I thought it must be so hard. I couldn't imagine living like that. And when she came over I never knew what to make her because I used so many animal products. But now, fast forward 10 years later, and now I'm vegan. And it's so easy now. Amy Lee is mostly vegan. She eats a lot of yummy things that are super, super healthy, but she loves candy. There's a lot of candy that she likes that does still have milk chocolate, and I mean, who can blame her? I don't blame her. So you don't have to be 100% vegan. You don't have to be, you know, crazy about it. You can just eat less animal products, that's all. Another aspect of veganism that might be kind of unique is the whole aspect of eating raw food. Raw vegan is a specific type of vegan, and I was strictly raw vegan for about 1.5 years. And what it means is that you don't eat anything cooked. Can you believe it? I ate nothing cooked for 1.5 years, just all raw plants, and I felt really, really good. However, I missed like soups and breads, and there was a lot of stuff that, man, after 1.5 years, I wanted for comfort food. But the reason why raw food is so good for you is because when you're eating food that's raw, it's alive. It's still living. In fact, if you were to put it in water, it would grow roots and it would sprout. And any food that's alive has living enzymes. And living enzymes are so, so good for your emotional state. They keep you happy. And they also give you tons of energy. So I try to eat a lot of raw vegan food. So that's why there's a lot of raw foods on this particular recipe. But see what I'm doing, guys? I'm cutting up these apples into slices. And you just put them on a plate like you would nacho chips. And then the next part right here is I took a bunch of fun toppings that the kids love. Here's some, these are vegan chocolate chips. They're kind of hard to find actually. The only place I could find these was a health food store. But you could use regular chocolate chips. You don't have to use vegan if you're not. And just sprinkle them on. This would be really nice for you guys to do for your parents and surprise them for a dessert because it's easy. You don't have to cook it. It's loaded with living enzymes with all this raw food in the apples. Here's some coconut. Sprinkle that on. Now this is supposed to look like the cheese on the nachos. Doesn't this look like shredded cheese? It's so pretty. When I was planning the Super Bowl menu, this is one thing that Amy Lee said, oh my gosh, I can't wait to try those. She couldn't wait to try these, and they're so good. I'm going to make this for her, actually. I'm going to surprise her with it. We already had a few, but they kind of disappeared fast, so I want her to have her own tray of them. These are raw sliced almonds, and they look really pretty. Don't forget, guys, that you eat with your eyes as much as your mouth. I know that sounds really weird. What I mean by that is you want your food that you make to look really pretty, because when you see food that looks good, it always tastes better. Now I'm going to also put a little bit of cinnamon over all this. Cinnamon and apples just go so good together. And it looks pretty on there too. I always try to make food that looks really, really beautiful. Here are some blueberries. Again, raw food. Blueberries are so, so good for you. They're loaded with antioxidants. They're so healthy. They help you help your heart. They help your eyesight. They're so great for you. So look at this so far. Isn't that delicious? Like, who wouldn't want to eat this? This next part's kind of tricky. You don't have to use this, but I love it. This is a peanut butter caramel dip. And I get it at the grocery store. It's in the produce section and it's vegan. And what you want to do, you can actually use like a chocolate syrup on this too. I thought of doing that and drizzle it on. I like to put this in a bag. Keep in mind this is not very neat usually. But I put the caramel sauce in a bag, and then this is how you make your own bakery bag to be able to pipe on frosting and different toppings. You cut the very, very end off of the bag. There we go. And you can pipe it right on, and you make it look so pretty, so decorative. Does that look good? Okay. We kind of squirted out the other side. This doesn't have to be neat, you know, it's never really that neat when I'm making stuff. I don't think I could have my own cooking show because I'm not a neat chef at all. I'm kind of like the messy chef. People always ask me to post recipes, but I'll tell you, I'm not very neat about it. Okay. All right, well, that is pretty much it. These are apple nachos, and you guys could probably make these today. I bet you guys have stuff in your house that you can make this wonderful treat with. And I'm gonna go surprise Amy Lee with these right now. See how quick it was to make something super healthy? Couldn't you guys see sitting down for a snack with that? Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Make It. Please post any pictures if you make something similar to this, if you make these apple nachos. Let me know what else you'd like to see on future Make It episodes. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace. Love you.